everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we like to take today's hottest tech news and really break it down.
That's right.
We're talking headlines straight from TechView's 10X.
Yeah.
The source for everything tech.
Absolutely.
So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button.
That's right.
Smash that like.
Tell your friends.
And tell a friend.
Yeah.
Because you are not going to want to miss this.
We got a lot to cover today.
We do.
We're talking AI judges in boxing matches.
Whoa, wait, hold on.
Samsung putting AI in your kitchen appliances, and even
What judges?
Paul McCartney's take on AI's role in music.
Wait, Paul McCartney? Like the Paul McCartney? Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
Oh, yeah, he's got some thoughts.
Let's dive in. What's the story with these AI judges?
Yeah.
Is this some kind of Black Mirror episode come to life?
Well, not quite that dystopian, but it's definitely raising eyebrows. It seems AI is infiltrating every corner of our lives, and this boxing match is just one example.
Right.
The real question is this a good thing?
Right, because on one hand, you could argue AI could make judging more objective, maybe even eliminate human bias.
Potentially. Yeah.
But then there's the whole robots are taking over, fear and what it means for the job market. It's giving me a real Terminator vibe.
I understand the concern.
Yeah.
And the potential for job displacement is a valid one.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look at a company like Salesforce, they're actually on a massive hiring spree
Oh, really?
to develop and sell their AI products.
Oh.
So maybe the question isn't, will AI take our jobs, but rather, what new jobs will AI create?
That's a great point. So instead of freaking out about Skynet, maybe we should be thinking about how to upskill and get in on this AI boom. I mean, who wouldn't want to tell their grandkids, yeah, I used to train robots for a living.
Exactly. Now, while we're on the topic of AI,
Okay.
let's talk about something a little closer to home.
Okay.
Have you heard about the viral thread praising AirPods Pro 2 as makeshift hearing aids?
Oh, yeah, that was all over my feed. Some people are calling it a game changer for accessibility, while others are saying Apple should step up and officially support this use case.
Right.
What's your take?
It's a fascinating example of how technology can have unintended consequences, both positive and negative.
Yeah.
On the one hand, it's great that people are finding creative solutions to meet their needs, but it also begs the question, should we be relying on these workarounds, or should companies be designing products with accessibility in mind from the start?
That's a tough one. It's like we should celebrate the ingenuity, but also hold these tech giants accountable.
Yeah.
It's a fine line. I'm curious, what do you all think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you.
Absolutely. Let's get a conversation going.
Yeah.
But before we get too deep into the ethics of it all,
Okay.
we can't ignore the other big headline this week, security breaches. It seems like every other day there's a new data leak
Right.
or vulnerability being exposed. Ugh, tell me about it. Just reading the news is enough to give you a digital anxiety attack.
I know.
We've got data breaches at Meta and Ledger vulnerabilities in SonicWall VPNs and Apache struts.
Wow.
It's like the Wild West out there.
It definitely feels that way sometimes.
Yeah.
And with all the advances in technology, it seems like the threats are becoming more sophisticated too.
Right.
Remember that story about the Google Calendar invite that could actually be malware?
Oh, yeah. That one was scary. I mean, who even thinks to question a calendar invite?
Right.
It just goes to show you can't be too careful online.
Exactly. This is why cybersecurity awareness is more important than ever.
Right.
Strong passwords, two-factor authentication, and a healthy dose of skepticism are your best defenses in this digital landscape.
So basically trust no one. Not even your own calendar.
Got it. But speaking of trusting no one, what's the deal with these leaks and rumors? It seems like half the tech news these days is based on speculation and whispers.
It's true. Leaks and rumors are rampant. But it's also part of what makes the tech world so exciting.
Oh, okay.
It's like a constant guessing game trying to figure out what's coming next.
I guess you've got a point. The anticipation is definitely part of the fun. And speaking of fun, let's shift gears to something a little lighter.
Okay.
Gaming and entertainment. Because who doesn't need a little escapism after all that talk about data breaches and AI overlords?
I hear you. And there's certainly no shortage of entertainment news this week.
No.
A second season of Secret Level on Prime Video, rumors of Skibidi Toilet coming to Fortnite.
Skibidi Toilet in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Now that's something I have to see. Seriously though, the gaming world is a force to be reckoned with these days.
It really is. And it's not just about playing games anymore.
Right.
It's about community creativity and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And speaking of pushing boundaries, there's a lot of buzz about the potential release of Nvidia's DLSS 4 at CES 2025.
Oh, yeah.
What's the deal with this DLSS thing anyway?
Well, DLSS stands for Deep Learning Supersampling. And it's basically a way to use AI to improve graphics quality and performance in games.
Okay.
It's pretty mind-blowing technology, and this new version is rumored to be a major leap forward.
So better graphics, smoother gameplay. Sounds like a win-win for gamers.
Exactly. And then there's the news that Elden Ring, Nightreign, will feature enemies from the Dark Souls series.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a crossover event.
Oh, man, that's going to be epic.
Yeah.
But before we get too lost in the world of gaming, let's circle back to some of the bigger players in the tech world.
Okay.
What's going on with Microsoft and Meta?
Well, Microsoft is making moves to style up their PCs by partnering with Incase for some sleek new accessories.
Okay, interesting.
Meanwhile, Meta is facing a hefty fine for a 2018 Facebook data breach.
So one is focusing on fashion, the other on facing the consequences. It seems like the tech giants are always walking a tightrope between innovation and accountability.
That's a great way to put it. It's a constant balancing act.
So before we move on, what stood out to you from today's headlines? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of tech. We're just getting started.
Absolutely. We'll be back soon with more.
Sound good?
It seems like everyone's trying to find that balance, especially with the rise of AI. Speaking of which, Samsung's latest move has people scratching their heads. They're putting AI and screens in kitchen appliances.
Hold on, you're telling me my fridge is going to start giving me cooking tips. I'm not sure I'm ready for that level of judgment for my appliances. Hey, you're out of almond milk again. Maybe you should try cooking something other than avocado toast for once.
That's one way to look at it. But Samsung's vision is actually about creating a seamless connected home experience.
Okay.
Imagine your oven preheating as you pull up a recipe on your fridge's screen, or your appliances automatically ordering groceries when you're running low.
Okay, that actually sounds pretty cool. It's like having a personal sous chef and grocery shopper all rolled into one. But I still can't shake this image of my toaster judging my breakfast choices.
Maybe it'll suggest a healthier alternative. But speaking of pushing the boundaries of technology, let's talk about LG's new transparent OLED TV.
Transparent TV.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds cool, but is it really practical? What am I going to do, watch TV while simultaneously judging my neighbor's lawn care?
Well, think about the possibilities beyond just entertainment. Imagine integrating it into your smart home, overlaying information on your view, or even using it as a futuristic storefront display. The potential applications are pretty mind-blowing.
Okay, you got my attention. It's definitely a conversation starter. And speaking of starting conversations, did you see the debate surrounding Paul McCartney's comments about AI in music?
Absolutely. It's a hot topic right now, especially with the recent release of that AI-enhanced Beatles song.
Right.
While some see it as a way to push creative boundaries, others worry it's a slippery slope toward replacing human artistry altogether.
It's almost like opening Pandora's box. Where do we draw the line? Is it okay to use AI as a tool for inspiration, or are we crossing into dangerous territory when we let it create entire songs?
It's a complex issue with no easy answers. But I think it's important to have these conversations and consider the implications of AI, not just in music, but across all creative fields.
I completely agree. And speaking of implications, there's a lot of buzz about Google opening up its business AI coding platform to third-party tools.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
What does this mean for the average developer?
This is huge news for developers. It basically means they'll have access to a much wider range of tools and resources, making it easier to build and integrate AI into their projects.
So we're talking increased efficiency, more innovation. It sounds like a win-win for the developer community. But let's not forget about the gamers out there. What's the latest and greatest in the world of gaming?
Well, Marvel Rivals is celebrating a major milestone, 20 million players within 2 weeks of launch. That's impressive growth, even for a highly anticipated title.
Wow, it seems like everyone's jumping on the Marvel Rivals bandwagon. Those winter celebration updates must be doing something right. But what about the games that have been out for a while? Any news on that front?
Actually, yes. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle Update 2 has arrived, addressing those pesky bugs and enhancing the visuals, particularly the global illumination on Xbox.
Finally. Those bugs were driving me crazy.
Yeah.
It's good to see developers listening to player feedback and continuing to improve their games even after release. But while we're on the topic of updates, have you heard about the rumors surrounding the Nintendo Switch 2?
Of course. The rumor mill is churning with whispers of magnetic Joy-Cons and other exciting new features.
Magnetic Joy-Cons. That sounds intriguing. I'm already picturing all the cool customization options. But let's be real, sometimes leaks and rumors turn out to be nothing more than wishful thinking. We'll have to wait and see what Nintendo actually has up their sleeve.
That's the fun part. The anticipation is half the battle. But while we're waiting for concrete news on the Switch 2, there's another smartphone launch generating a lot of buzz. The OnePlus 13 and 13R are shaping up to be serious contenders in the flagship market.
Could this be the start of a real rivalry with Samsung's Galaxy S25?
Yeah, potentially.
It would be great to see some healthy competition in the smartphone space. But speaking of Samsung, have you seen the leaked photos of the Galaxy S25 Plus?
Of course, that leaked launch poster has everyone talking.
Yeah.
The hype is building, and it seems like Samsung is pulling out all the stops for their next flagship device. But while we're on the subject of leaks, did you see the images of the rumored Fujifilm X-E5?
I did. And as a photography enthusiast, I'm pretty excited about this one. It looks like it's going to be a game changer for photographers of all levels. But while we're talking about capturing moments, there's a lot of discussion about forcing workers back to the office.
It's a controversial topic for sure. The pandemic really shifted our perspective on work-life balance, and many employees are reluctant to give up the flexibility they've gained.
It seems like companies are struggling to find that sweet spot between productivity and employee well-being. And speaking of struggling, it looks like the macOS Sequoia 15.2 update is causing some major headaches for users.
Software updates.
They're a blessing and a curse, right? On one hand, you get new features and bug fixes. On the other hand,
Yeah.
you risk ending up with a brick device.
You do. It's always a gamble.
It is.
But speaking of risks, there's been a lot of talk about AI security lately.
Okay.
And it's not just about rogue calendar invites anymore.
Yeah, it seems like AI is everywhere these days, and that brings up a whole new set of security challenges.
It does.
But hey, at least the UK government is stepping up to the plate
Right.
with a new bid to boost AI security research. That's got to count for something, right?
Absolutely. It's encouraging to see governments investing in the responsible development and deployment of AI because, let's face it, this technology is not going away anytime soon.
Through that. But while we're talking about governments and responsibility, we can't ignore the elephant in the room.
Right.
Meta's massive fine for that 2018 Facebook data breach.
Huge.
It's a stark reminder that data privacy is still a major concern.
It's a concern that's only growing as our lives become increasingly digital. We need to hold companies accountable for protecting our data and demand stronger security measures. But it's not just about big tech companies. Remember that story about forcing workers back to the office and how some companies are losing their best employees as a result?
Oh, yeah, that's a tough situation.
Yeah.
It seems like the pandemic really changed our views on work-life balance, and many employees are reluctant to give up the flexibility they've gained.
I think so too. It's a balancing act for sure, but it's one that companies need to figure out if they want to attract and retain top talent. Speaking of attracting attention, the Pixel Watch 3 is getting some exciting new Fitbit features, and the best part is they're also coming to older models.
Now, that's what I call customer service. It's great to see companies supporting their existing products with software updates. But speaking of updates, did we ever figure out what's going on with those rumored Skibidi Toilet plans for Fortnite?
Oh, Fortnite, they love a good surprise. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if those rumors turned out to be true. It would definitely be a viral sensation. And speaking of viral sensations, have you heard about the controversy surrounding Disney's new Pixar show, Win or Lose?
Yeah, the one where they reportedly cut a trans story. That's a shame. It seems like we're still having to fight for representation even in children's programming.
It's a reminder that there's still work to be done, but it's also important to acknowledge the progress that has been made. And speaking of progress, Apple seems to be quietly conquering the world one upgrade at a time.
Seriously, Apple Maps is giving Google Maps a run for its money with its own version of Street View, and Apple TV Plus is bringing back Bad Monkey for a second season. Seems like they're always one step ahead.
They're definitely a force to be reckoned with. But let's not forget about those who prefer a classic timepiece. The Pixel Watch 3 is getting some exciting new Fitbit features, and the good news is they're also coming to older models.
Yeah, we already talked about that. It's great to see companies supporting their existing products with software updates. It keeps things fresh and extends the lifespan of our devices.
Right.
But on that note, we've covered a lot of ground today, from AI judges and data breaches to transparent TVs and gaming updates. The tech world never fails to keep us on our toes.
It's a dynamic and ever-changing landscape, and it's more important than ever to stay informed and engaged. So keep exploring, stay curious, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video so we can keep bringing you these deep dives into the world of tech.
And don't forget to share this with your friends. Let's get everyone talking about the latest tech trends and what they mean for our future. Until next time, stay techy.